Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're shining the spotlight on one of the most extraordinary and genuinely beloved names in the entire watch industry, Seiko. For over 140 years, this Japanese manufacturer has been quietly rewriting the rules of what a watch can be, delivering innovations that have shaped the course of horology from the quartz revolution to the spring drive. From affordable everyday tool watch heroes to grand complications that rival anything Switzerland has to offer, Seiko is the brand that rewards curiosity, punishes snobbery, and consistently proves that exceptional watchmaking has no single address. These are 10 of the finest Seiko references you need to know. Let's get into it. Number 10. Seiko Prospex SPB143J1. The Seiko Prospex SPB143J1 is a masterclass in how to honor a classic design while evolving it for a modern audience. A watch that draws its visual DNA directly from the legendary 62 Ms, Seiko's very first professional diver introduced in 1965, and translates that heritage into a thoroughly contemporary package that wears with remarkable confidence and versatility. The most immediately striking feature is the rich, textured dial that shifts between deep navy blue and green depending on the light conditions, a surface complexity that elevates this watch well beyond the visual vocabulary of most divers' watches at this price point. The 40.5mm stainless steel case strikes a balance between vintage proportion and modern presence, while the internal rotating bezel, a hallmark of the original 62 Ms design, keeps the clean lines of the external case uninterrupted and gives the watch a distinctly refined silhouette compared to the typical diver aesthetic. Number 9. Seiko Presage Sharp Edged SPB169. The Seiko Presage Sharp Edge series. SPB169 is one of the most visually arresting watches Seiko has released in recent memory. A dial so exquisitely crafted and so deeply rooted in Japanese artistic tradition that it stops conversations and invites genuinely extended examination in a way that few watches at any price point manage to achieve. The dial takes its inspiration from the traditional Japanese art of kiriko, the centuries-old craft of hand-cutting geometric patterns, into glass and crystal to create prismatic facets that refract light with extraordinary beauty. Each sharp-edged dial reproduces that faceted, multiplanar geometry in lacquer, creating a surface that appears to shift color and depth as the angle of light changes. From deep indigo to brilliant aquamarine, the transformation is constant, subtle, and endlessly captivating. Number 8. Seiko Alpinist SARB017. The Seiko Alpinist SARB017 is one of the most genuinely iconic and passionately collected references in Seiko's modern history. A watch so perfectly conceived and so consistently satisfying to own that its discontinuation in 2019 triggered genuine grief among collectors worldwide and sent secondary market prices climbing steadily upward ever since. Originally introduced as a serious mountain climbing tool watch in 1961, the Alpinist lineage has always balanced technical outdoor functionality with a refined elegance that sets it apart from the typical rugged tool watch aesthetic, and the SARB017 embodies that dual identity with particular grace. The forest green sunburst dial is one of the most beautiful dial surfaces Seiko has ever produced at any price level, a rich organic color that shifts from deep emerald to vivid lime depending on the light, framed by applied silver indices and bisected by the inner rotating compass. Bezel that gives the Alpinist its distinctive layered character. Number 7. Seiko Marinemaster SBDX001. The Seiko Marinemaster SBDX001 is Seiko's most serious and uncompromising professional diving instrument. A watch built to depths and standards that go far beyond the recreational diving specifications of most dive watches on the market, and a piece of engineering that carries the full weight of Seiko's professional diving heritage on its broad, purposeful shoulders. Water-resistant to an extraordinary 300 meters, the SBDX001 is constructed from Seiko's proprietary Zaratsu polished monocoque case, a one-piece case construction with no case back seam that dramatically enhances pressure resistance and creates the seamlessly flowing side profile that is one of the Marinemaster's most distinctive visual signatures. Number 6. Seiko Presage Cocktail SRPE53. The Seiko Presage Cocktail Time SRPE53 carries the torch lit by the beloved and now legendary SARB017, itself a near mythical object of desire in affordable dress watch collecting, and in doing so, delivers one of the most visually enchanting and emotionally resonant dress watch experiences available at this price point anywhere in the world. The Cocktail Time series takes its name and creative inspiration from the shimmering, light-catching surfaces of sophisticated cocktail bar culture, and the SRPE53 expresses that concept through a deep, multi-layered silver dial that fractures and scatters light in an almost hypnotic shimmer, changing character completely as you shift the angle of your wrist beneath different light sources. Number 5. Seiko Prospex LX SNR025. The Seiko Prospex LX SNR025 represents the absolute apex of Seiko's professional diver lineup. A watch of such commanding presence, technical ambition, and finishing quality that it fundamentally challenges the notion that serious horological achievement requires a Swiss address. The LX designation marks Seiko's luxury-tier Prospex offering, and the SNR025, the titanium spring drive variant, justifies that classification across every dimension from its extraordinary spring drive movement to its breathtaking Zaratsu polished case surfaces. The 44.8-meter titanium case is large and authoritative on the wrist while remaining surprisingly lightweight thanks to the material choice and the finishing quality achieved on its complex, multi-surface architecture through the labor-intensive Zaratsu hand-polishing technique produces a mirror finish on the curved flanks that is simply without peer at this price level, achieving a clarity and distortion-free reflection that demands genuinely extended admiration. Number 4. Seiko 5 Sports SRPD55K1. The Seiko 5 Sports SRPD55K1 is the definitive proof that exceptional watchmaking does not require exceptional expenditure. A watch that delivers genuine automatic movement quality, serious diver aesthetics, and a dial personality so vivid and characterful that it has become one of the most recognized and recommended entry points into mechanical watch collecting anywhere in the world. The SRPD55K1 features that irresistible turquoise green dial, a color so striking, so fresh, and so unexpectedly sophisticated for its price bracket that it has generated genuine online phenomena and introduced countless thousands of people to the pleasure of watching an automatic movement through a display case back for the very first time. Number 3. Seiko Prospex Sumo SPB101J1. The Seiko Prospex Sumo SPB101J1 is a watch that has earned its reputation through sheer, uncompromising excellence. A J-spec reference assembled in Japan to Seiko's elevated domestic finishing standards that delivers a dive watch experience so complete, so thoroughly resolved, and so rewarding to own that collectors who discover it rarely feel the need to look elsewhere for a long time. The Sumo name refers to the watch's broad, powerful case proportions, a 49mm lug-to-lug measurement that fills the wrist with authority, and the combination of its robust 44mm case with the heavily cushioned crown guards creates a profile that is both visually powerful and ergonomically secure in daily wear. Number 2. Seiko Grand Seiko SBGA211. The Seiko Grand Seiko SBGA211, universally known among collectors as the Snowflake, is not merely a great Seiko watch. It is one of the genuinely great watches in the entire world, a piece of Japanese artistry and technical mastery so complete and so deeply considered that it occupies its own aesthetic category entirely. Utterly unlike anything produced in Switzerland and more beautiful for that complete independence of vision. The dial is the thing. Crafted to evoke the textured surface of a fresh snowfield in the mountains surrounding Seiko's Shinshu Watch Studio, the remote Highland manufacturing facility where Grand Seiko spring drive movements are assembled by hand, the SBGA211's white dial is achieved through a process of applying and hand-finishing a special textured coating that creates a three-dimensional, matte topography across the dial surface, catching light across its microscopic peaks and valleys in a way that appears to breathe and shift with every movement of the wrist. Number 1. Seiko Prospex 1970 Diver SPB147J1. The Seiko Prospex 1970 Diver's recreation, SPB147, stands at the top of this countdown as the single most complete, most emotionally powerful, and most technically accomplished expression of everything Seiko has achieved across more than 6 decades of professional dive watch manufacturing. A watch that simultaneously honors its heritage and demonstrates its present mastery with equal conviction and confidence. The SPB147J1 is a faithful and loving recreation of the Seiko 6159-7001, the extraordinary 1970 professional diver that pushed the boundary of Japanese diving watchmaking to 600 meters water resistance, a figure that shocked the professional diving world at the time and still commands respect today.